why does the hundredths place of a number change when I'm only adding 10 to that number? In this lesson, you will learn how to add 10 across 100 by using base 10 blocks. Let's review. Remember that a 3-digit number is made up of hundreds, tens, and ones. So in the number 253, the 2 is in the hundreds place, the 5 is in the tens place, and the 3 is in the ones place. Remember that when we use base 10 blocks, 1 cube counts as 1, 110 long counts as 10, and 100 flat counts as 100. When you add a 10 to a 3-digit number, you sometimes make a new hundred. The number sentence we're going to focus on now is 397 plus 10. You might think that only the tens place changes when you add a 10, but that's not true. That's not always true, I should say. So in 279 plus 10, that is true, because we're adding 110 and we get 289. You will see that it is not true when we're adding 10 to a number that has a 9 in the tens place. So again, here's 397 plus 10. So first thing I do is I put out 397 in base 10 blocks. The number sentence tells me to add 10. So when I add 110, I have 10 tens now. I know that 10 tens makes 100. So now that I have 10 tens, I can bundle them all together and I can compose 100. So now that means I have 4 hundredths, I have 0 tens, and I have 7 ones. So 397 plus 10 makes 407. In this lesson, you have learned how to add 10 across 100 by using base 10 blocks. In this lesson, you will learn how to subtract 10 across 100 by using base 10 blocks. Remember that a 3-digit number is made up of hundreds, tens, and ones. So the number 253 is made up of 2 hundredths, 5 tens, and 3 ones. We're going to use base 10 blocks to help us today. Remember that 1 cube is counted as 1. 110 long is counted as 10. It's also made up of 10 ones cubes. And 100 flat is counted as 100. It's made up of 10 10-longs, or 100 cubes. When you subtract 10 from a 3-digit number, you will sometimes have to decompose 100 flat into 10 tens. Decompose means to break apart. When you subtract 10, the hundreds and tens places usually stay the same. Like in this, for example, 364 minus 10. Just take one of those tens away, the hundreds and the ones places both stay the same. That's not true in each case, though. If there is a 0 in the tens place, we'll have to decompose. Remember that 100 flat is made up of 10 tens. So here's the number 203 in base 10 blocks. Here's a 0 in the tens place. Since I need to subtract 10, what I can do is decompose one of the hundreds into 10 tens so that I can subtract. So I'm going to take this 100 and break it apart into 10 tens. Now, I'm taking one of those tens away. So now I have 100, 9 tens, and 3 ones. So 203 minus 10 equals 193. Let's try it again with 409 minus 10. So I have 4 hundredths, and 9 ones, but I have no tens to take away from. So I'm going to take one of these hundreds, decompose it or break it apart into 10 tens, and then I can take one of these tens away. So I'm left with 3 hundredths, 9 tens, and 9 ones. So 409 minus 10 equals 399. In this lesson, you have learned how to subtract 10 across 100 by using base 10 blocks. In this lesson, you will learn how to mentally add or subtract 10 to a number by using a hundredths chart. So a hundredths chart is made up of 100 boxes. Each row is made up of 10 boxes, so we can count each row as 10. So 167 plus 10. Remember at the beginning of this lesson I said we would be learning how to add or subtract mentally. That means in our head. So using these hundredths charts is a way to picture what we're doing in your head. So the first thing I'm going to do is put out 167 on these hundredths charts. So I'll look at the digits in the number 167. So there's 100, or one full hundredths chart. And then there's 6 tens. So that will fill up 6 rows, because remember each row has 10 blocks. And then there are 7 ones. So 7 more blocks in the next row will be filled up to show us 167. Now, to 167, I'm adding 10. That means I'm going to add 1 row, because remember 1 row is made up of 10 blocks. So here's that 1 row that I'm adding. It's a little confusing to find the actual answer, so what I'm going to do is move the rows around and put all of those tens together. So now I still have 100, I have 7 tens, or 70, and I still have 7 ones in the next row. So 167 plus 10 is 177. Now let's look at this subtraction sentence. So 142 minus 10. So again, I'm going to take these 2 hundredths charts to show 142. So 100, or one full hundredths chart, 4 rows of 10, because there's a 4 in the tens place, and 2 more ones for the 2 in the ones place. Now this time I'm taking away 10. So I have my 142, and here is the row that I'm going to take away, since each row has 10 blocks. And there it is with the number, with the color removed. Now I'm going to shift those ones so that it makes sense. So now here's 142 with 1 less 10. So it's still 100. Now it's 3 rows, or 30, and it's still 2 ones. So 142 minus 10 equals 132. In this lesson, you have learned how to mentally add or subtract 10 to a number by using a hundredths chart.